similar issues. I think that's the whole issue with Salford. Their best players have not been on the pitch together ever all year, really. And when they were, they got into the back end of the eights, and they had a chance of staying in there until they all got knocked out again. They would be the other players to mention. But yeah, interesting stuff. And Tom's put together a pretty solid basis of the side there, hasn't he? We'd maybe change 3 or 4, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Brilliant, good stuff. Okay, just a couple of shout-outs to give people a little bit of notice about. Look out for another SLP short this week. I'll be doing with Gavin Willisey, the writer of the great No Helmets Required book. We'll be doing the prize draw that we've had running on for that as well. So that's closed now. We had a few entrants, not loads. So if you have entered the competition, you've got a good chance of being selected. The odds are, pretty good. And then I've left a gap in the schedule, Tim, for episode 198, in case anyone new wants to jump on board and co-host an episode of the show.
If you're thinking about it, do it.
Not to, we've got one scheduled newbie in the Super 8 section of the show, as well as you, Sarah, and Alan coming in, the usuals. If we don't get anyone else, it'll be Sarah or Alan who gets an episode 198. But yeah, get in touch with me via direct message on Twitter or Facebook or by email if you're interested. The recording of that show will be the night of Monday the 10th of September, so check your diaries if you've ever thought about it. Get in touch. We'll hook up either Skype details, or if we're local enough to each other, we can try and arrange something in person if possible. But yeah, do get in touch with me. Everyone out there who wants to be a co-host of SLP, I thought I'd leave a chance for people before we get to the magic 200 to be involved. Okay, that is the longest shout-outs and feedback section we've done for quite a while, but I hope everyone enjoyed the conversation. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, that was good. Yeah. What we didn't do is ask you about your weekend. How was your weekend?
Oh, did we miss me?
We sort of skipped that. We talked about Coventry, and we then went straight into it. So what did you do this weekend?
I met my friend Lindsay and Chris had a baby recently. So I went and met their baby for the first time at the weekend.
Uncle Mark duties.
Well, it's a bit little yet. It was mostly avoiding watching breastfeeding, because that's grim when it's one of your best friends who you've known for years and you can't see that way. Not breastfeeding in general, if you can, wonderful, natural, beautiful thing. But
it's when it's one of your friends. Yeah, I've got a similar situation will be coming up soon, because I just found out one of my best friends who I go to football with is pregnant. So congratulations, Gemma. Not that you're going to be listening, but and yeah, we're going to have a similar situation at some point in the near future. But I am hoping that because it's going to be a November baby, that it might coincide with my birthday. So if we're lucky, it'll be on November the 25th, and I'll get another birthday buddy.
Good stuff, yeah. And then it'll be your favourite of all your friends' kids, then, won't it?
Well, I've already got one of those as well, because
tension then.
Yeah, because two people I used to be in St John with, Phil and Natalie, they had a daughter, Chloe, and she's 25th of November as well. So
well, Tom's daughter Erin is the day before my birthday in January, so she didn't quite make it. So she's going to get usurped one day by a baby at a time in. But what else did I get up to? Just hung out with my wife. Did a bit of Mark and Emma time.
Had some time, yeah.
Caught up on a few TV shows that we've been recording and that sort of stuff. Whilst
I suppose it's nice, yeah, because you've been in a bit of a busy period with.
Well, busy. I've not had a weekend where I've not been doing stuff for ages. So it's quite.
And then before that was when she was in a study period, so you were all into that as well.
No, exactly. Emma started a new job last week as well, so.
Going well. She found someone to have lunch with yet.
Well, she basically picked up where she left off at the same place last summer.
Good.
So that worked pretty well. That's pretty much it for my week. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else. No, that's pretty much it. Yeah. Cool. I had to. Yeah, that's it. So feedback and shout-outs finished. Do you want to tell us anything more about your weekend, or shall we move on?
I had a good evening Sunday evening. I did a bit of potential listener recruitment, so bonjour if you're listening. But so it was a nice
Toulouse
evening.
Fan or Catalan fan?
Well, this is what I'm trying to find. She's actually from. I've forgotten the name of the place. Montpellier. So it's kind of between the two.
I would have. Probably Toulouse is slightly nearer, is it?
Slightly closer, I think.
I'm not sure. Do you know what? I'll just guess something. Be wrong, and Alan Walker will get in touch and tell me, and that will be my weekly call from Alan to say,
he'll tell us the precise transport routes and which bus they need to get there.
Okay, brilliant. Well, that is the feedback and shout-outs totally finished now, so we'll say au revoir to that section as we move on to the news from around the world of rugby league. News now, sponsored by RunDom.Run. Every year, Dom does stupid runs in stupid costumes to raise money for Martin House, and this year is like no other because Little Warden, our usual news sponsor, is going to match any donation the SLP listeners give to RunDom.Run. If you just leave hashtag SLP family in your donation comment, then Little Warden will match your donation. So when the blog comes up, superleaguepod.com, go on there, click the link to RunDom.Run, leave your donation, hashtag SLP family, and Little Warden will double your donation to Martin House charity. So that is
brilliant.
Fantastic, good stuff there. Well done, Dom, in all his endeavours and efforts. And bit of news story that we're going to start with. Dom probably won't like it coming up again 2 weeks in a row. I know it's hit him hard. But Leeds Rhinos and England winger Ryan Hall has agreed a 2-year deal with National Rugby League side Sydney Roosters ahead of the 2019 season. So kind of what we were expecting. Sort of hinted at it last week, but it's been...
We all knew it was going to happen, but
yeah. So that's
I'm pleased he's gone to the NRL. That's good.
Well. Yeah. Oh, you went on last week. So do you have any views on Ryan Hall going to the NRL?
I'm pleased for him more than anything, and again at his age that he's got the chance to go and prove himself. I think that's brilliant, and it again will help us internationally hopefully as well. He's got that couple of years left in him, I would say. Yeah.
Okay, what other news story did we pretty much know had happened but got confirmed this week?
Yeah, I'm sure we already knew this one. Salford Red Devils have signed utility back Ed Chamberlain on a 2-year deal following a successful loan from Super League rivals Widnes. 22-year-old was brought in from the Vikings to boost the squad by head coach Ian Watson and has since played 3 games for the Red Devils. Chamberlain, who played for Ireland at the World Cup last year, has scored 3 tries in 11 games for Widnes.
Yeah, I think he's a good kid. I think he's got the chance to thrive in the Championship, and then hopefully that'll be a good training ground for him to make the step up when he's a bit more experienced. I think if they can nail him into a role and just settle him in a learning position, I think he'll do well. Leeds Rhinos have signed prop Dom Crosby on loan from the Warrington Wolves for the rest of the 2018 season. 27-year-old has spent the last 2 seasons with Wire after joining from Wigan ahead of 2017 campaign. During his time with Wigan, Crosby appeared in 4 consecutive grand finals between 2013 and 2016, helping them to win the title twice. I think he needed a move on. I think things were getting a bit stagnant at Wire for him in terms of his opportunities, and I think it was linked to some shitty times. So I think a move on for him.
Yeah.
And I wish him all the best because he's certainly a player I've got a lot of respect.
I do, and I think he's almost been a victim of most of that Wire pack have stayed fit for most of the year. So I think if there'd been some injuries there, he would have had a chance to get a run. I think it's good.
Koala's probably done a bit better than we expected, I think.
Yes, that's true. And I think he's just got a chance now to just get some games in and just get stuck in and do whatever he wants to do and just take the ball up and run.
Because I think he's still pretty much open for next year. I think there's been a lot of strong links with clubs, but I don't think from what I understand, I don't think he's set anywhere next year yet, decided. So
it's an opportunity for him, isn't it?
Yeah.
Good news. Some more news. Adam Milner has turned down a move to the NRL to commit his future to Castleford. Milner, 26, sought permission to speak to clubs down under back in March, but has now agreed a 3-year contract extension at the Mend Your Hose Jungle.
Do you think there was legit interest from the NRL, or do you think he was caught in it rather than them caught in him?
It sounded suspect to me, and whether it was an actual NRL deal or you go play at North Queensland and not North Queensland, but one of the
Cairns.
one of the minor feeder teams, and we'll pick you up if you have a great run, kind of deals. I don't know, but fair enough. I mean,
He's a real fan's favourite. They love his aggression. They love his, enthusiasm off the line. He can cover very well in a couple of positions, and if you're willing to tolerate missed tackles, then he's a real beating heart of that side. So the fans will be happy with that.
Yeah. Speaking of fans' favourites,
winger Tom Johnson has signed an extended deal to keep him at Wakefield until the end of the 2022 season. 23-year-old who was called up to the England elite squad for the first time in March already had a contract with them until 2020. So suggestion is it's signed improved terms at Wakefield, who are now established as a top 8 club consistently.
Yeah, great news for them. That's pretty much that fun. Other news in the back line: Gold Coast utility back Brendan Elliott will not be joining Lee for the rest of the season, according to reports down under. Elliott, 24, was announced by the Centurions on July the 10th on a deal until the end of 2018 following his release from the Titans. However, coach Garth Brennan told the Gold Coast Bulletin, "At this stage, I don't think he'll be released."
It's a bit of a weird story, isn't it? It was confirmed as done. Now it's confirmed it's not done, but then Lee still think it's going to happen. They've got basically, as we're recording, 4 days Friday to sort it out. So it's going to be an interesting one. It's going to be one that'll go down to the wire. Do you know what? If they don't, the thing is, they're in a situation here where is it even really necessary to sign him if they don't go up, and they won't know. So if they don't go into the qualifiers, and they won't know until the weekend, but they could probably have a good idea.
Yeah.
Maybe don't spend the money, is what I would suggest to them. I've got the French one. Excellent. French duo Arnaud Barthez and Georgi Gambaro have added further depth to the Barrow Raiders squad after signing on loan from Super League side Catalan Dragons. 20-year-old winger or centre Gambaro joined the Catalans under-19 set up in 2015, but he's progressed through the youth systems there into the senior side. Meanwhile, 27-year-old prop Barthez has been a regular for the Dragons reserve, what we call the Dragons reserve team, but the Saint-Estève 13 Catalan side who play in the French Elite 1 Championship. So a couple of bodies coming in from the French game there to supplement what has been a really, weakened and slimming down Barrow Raiders squad. So good for them to get more bodies in. They're going to be playing more lone players from around the world than the players they had signed at the start of the season, but that's the nature of their situation. It's good that there's people willing to throw players their way, and it's good that they've got some blokes who are fit to come in and do something for them.
Yeah, that's good news. That means they might get a 17 out sometime soon. Leeds pair Jack Ormondroyd and Josh Jordan Roberts have signed for promotion-chasing League One side York. Jordan Roberts, who's 19, joins on a permanent basis until the end of the 2019 season, while Ormondroyd moves on loan for the remainder of this campaign.
I think Josh Jordan Roberts has shown he can compete at that level already in League One, and hopefully he can step up. Ormondroyd, interesting one. What do you know? Do you have any insight on what's gone on there? Because I feel like if he's fit, why hasn't he been playing? Because they've
I don't know.
Not had enough middles, have they? And I think he's looked all right whenever I've seen him play.
I don't know if they've used the bringing Crosby in and they've said okay, 1 in 1 out effectively.
I don't know why they didn't wait until after the semi-final, though, for that. Because Crosby can't play against Warrington.
Yeah. So you'd kind of think you'd want him just as... I mean, even if they're expecting not to have to need him, just to have him as your 19, effectively. But yeah, it does seem odd. It's such an unusual one, because at the start...
Malali's going to raise his knees before then and miss a game or two.
At the start of the season, he was one I thought was going to break in this year. If anything, I thought he'd break in more and establish himself more than Alechki has.
Yeah. I suppose that is the person who's won out in that battle, though, isn't it? Alechki's really impressed, and he's the guy when all the frontline guys, which now includes Crosby, aren't all available to play. So when you're talking Cuthbertson, Crosby, Mullally, Delaney, and Garbett, then did I say Garbett twice? Anyway, when those guys aren't there, I suppose Alechki's the next man up, and he's been pretty good at it. So you make a good point.
He's not let anyone down for his age and his experience, has he?
No, not at all. No. Right, another another signing at York, and another signing from the French Elite Championship League. So they've signed Australian forward Joel Edwards from French side Limoux Grizzlies, subject to RFL clearance. 30-year-old Edwards